used to sit with one thing. A game, a book, a song, a problem. Now even 20 seconds feel heavy. You press play, and before the first idea lands, your hand is already searching for another clip. You tell yourself you have no attention, that you are broken. You are not. Your attention was trained to be shallow. It was hijacked. And if it was hijacked, you can take it back. Your attention did not collapse because you are lazy. It collapsed because you live in a system that earns money every time your mind jumps. Devices are built to interrupt. So your brain slowly learns that deep focus is pain, and constant switching is normal. In this video, we will treat your attention as a muscle and a battlefield, and give you a clear protocol to train it back so you can finally say, I decide where my attention goes and live like you mean it. Part 1. How your attention was trained to break. Look at yourself like a scientist watching a mind in the wild. You sit down to do one thing, and within minutes, you have opened 3 tabs, checked your phone twice, and half read a message you will forget in 10 minutes. That is the experiment. Now look at the pattern. A tiny piece of boredom appears, and you reach for stimulation without even deciding. Your brain has been rewarded for switching so many times that staying with one thing feels wrong. Psychologists like Gloria have tracked people working with screens and found that they change tasks in very short bursts, and that after each switch, it takes real time to return to depth. Another researcher described our state as continuous partial attention, never fully here, never fully there, always a little bit everywhere. Every notification and every scroll teaches your nervous system the same lesson. Silence is danger. Distraction is relief. You are not failing because you are weak. You are following the training you have repeated thousands of times. Your thoughts are jumpy because your environment constantly pokes them. You are not broken. You are overstimulated. A scientist does not hate the experiment. A scientist changes the conditions. That is what we are going to do with your attention. Part 2. What overstimulation does to your brain. Imagine your brain as a machine that was built to notice change. A rustle in the bushes once meant danger. A new sound once meant food or opportunity. That ancient system did not disappear. It now stares into glowing rectangles. New video, new notification, new message, new song, new tab. Every small change gives a pulse of dopamine, and your brain quietly updates its rules. It learns that fast switching equals reward, and staying with one thing equals nothing. Psychologists who study this call it overstimulation. One of them described it like this in an interview. We have taken a brain that evolved to deal with a few important signals, and we have thrown it into a storm of constant noise. Another researcher said that the nervous system simply adapts. The more stimulation you feed it, the more it needs just to feel normal. That adaptation has a cost. Things that used to feel rich now feel flat. A page of a book, a long conversation, a slow walk, a difficult problem. All of them begin to feel like starvation compared to the sugar rush of feeds and reels. Your brain does what it always does. It avoids what feels like pain and chases what feels like relief. Deep focus is tagged as pain. Scattered attention is tagged as comfort. So you sit down to study or work, and it feels like pushing against an invisible wall. Your chest gets tight. Your thoughts scatter. Your hand reaches for the phone almost on its own. You call this lack of discipline or personal weakness. In reality, you are feeling the withdrawal of a nervous system that has been soaked in constant stimulus. The same way a person who drinks sugar all day finds water boring. A brain that lives on micro hits of novelty finds slow reality unbearable. Overstimulation also changes how you relate to boredom. Boredom used to be a quiet signal that it was time to move, to change task, to think. Now boredom feels like danger. Your mind throws anxiety at you the moment the screen goes dark. That is why you reach for something instantly without even choosing. You are not stupid. You are overstimulated. The power comes when you stop treating that as your identity and start treating it as a training effect. What has been trained can be retrained. You are not a broken focus. You are a conditioned response that can be rewritten. Part 3. How to rebuild your attention. Now we treat your life like a lab and your mind like something you are responsible for shaping. There is no magic app coming to save you. You will need a protocol. Think of it in 3 moves. First, you remove the easiest ways your attention leaks. Second, you give your attention one clear target at a time. Third, you change how you see yourself, so the new behavior has a place to live. The first move is friction. Right now, your escapes are too close. Your thumb knows exactly where the short video app lives. Your fingers open new tabs before you notice. Your notifications appear in your face the second they arrive. You do not need to delete everything and become a monk. You need to make every escape a little more expensive. Take the most toxic apps off your home screen and bury them in a folder. Turn off every notification that is not from a real human you actually need to respond to. Put your phone in another room for the blocks of time that matter most. Even small increases in effort change the habit loop. When the hit goes from 1 second away to 15 seconds away, your brain has time to feel the stupidity of what it is doing. The second move is single focus. Multitasking is not a talent, it is a leak. For one block of time, you pick one target and everything else becomes noise. If you watch a video, you only watch that video. If you study, you only study. No second screen, no side chat, no background chaos that you pretend does not count. At first, this will feel wrong because your nervous system is addicted to switching. That discomfort is not a sign that you are failing. It is a sign that you are finally doing something different. Treat it like the ache of a muscle that has not been used in years. The third move is identity. As long as you keep saying, "I have no attention," or "I am just like this," you will sabotage every new habit. Identity is the script underneath your choices. You need a new one. Something like, "I protect my attention," or "My focus is not for sale." You repeat it, but more importantly, you act as if it were already true. When you reach for the easy escape, you ask yourself a simple question. Is this what someone who protects their attention would do? Most days you will fail a few times and succeed a few times. That is fine. You are not trying to become perfectly focused in a week. You are trying to become the kind of person who notices when their attention is being rented out and chooses differently. Over time, these 3 moves build on each other. Friction makes escape slower. Single focus makes depth more familiar. Identity makes all of it feel less like punishment and more like self-respect. If you have watched this far, your attention is already doing more work than usual. Do not waste it. The point of this video is not for you to feel seen and then open another tab. The point is for you to walk away with a different story about yourself. You are not a broken mind that can never focus. You are a nervous system that has been hammered by constant stimulation and trained to fear stillness. That is heavy, but it is not hopeless. From now on, when you hear yourself say, "I cannot focus," you correct the sentence. You say, "My attention has been trained to be scattered, and I am retraining it." Then you act like a scientist of your own mind. You add friction to your escapes. You give your attention one target at a time. You carry a simple identity in the back of your head. I protect my attention. When you fail, and you will, you do not turn that into drama. You notice it, you cut the session, you start again. Most people never even realize their focus is being rented out. You do. That alone is a different life starting. When this video ends, you have two options. You can let the algorithm choose the next thing for you and prove that your attention still belongs to everyone else. Or you can close everything for 20 minutes and give your mind one clear task. One page, one problem, one walk. That choice will say more about your future than anything I've said here.